levels to it. You and I know, bitch, be humble. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Bitch, sit down.
Today I am going to be taking you guys in to see some of my record collection. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about my hip-hop records. So I recently had a really great conversation with my friend about hip-hop in the golden era and how a lot of the lyrics are still super relevant today and how pretty much everybody should be a fan of hip-hop. So I'm going to take you through some of the hip-hop records that I own. This is the genre that I've actually been working the most on in terms of updating my collection. So I can honestly say that all of the albums that I own, I absolutely love the record, I love the artist, and they're pretty important to me. So without further ado, let's get started on this file. First up is my favorite rapper of all times, and that is Tupac. This is his All Eyes on Me album. It's a 4 LP set. I absolutely love Tupac. Not only was he a great lyricist, but he was a great actor and just a great person and an activist. And it's great to look back on some of the interviews that he did and see how relevant it still is to today. I also have Tupac Greatest Hits. So this was the first album that I ever purchased off of Discogs. It was about $70 with shipping included, and it's in mint condition. I absolutely love it. It's another 4 LP, and obviously Greatest Hits have all of his greatest hits, which some of them I agree with. Some of them I feel like, you know, they're missing some of Tupac's stuff, but it's all right. I have Sugar Hill Gang, classic Sugar Hill, Rapper's Delight, the full version. The pretty much inventors of hip-hop in my eyes. It really brought it to the mainstream. So I was super excited when I found this at my local record store. It was only $5, so I had to go ahead and grab it. Next up is Bone Thugs and Harmony, Eternal 1999. I haven't started really organizing my hip-hop records. I kind of just have them based off of when I purchased them, but I definitely think I need to put this closer to Eazy-E. Shout out to Eazy-E, rest in peace. Thank you for, you know, helping to found this group, and it's a great album. I really bought it because Crossroads, I absolutely still love that song. Next up is one of the only, I think, singles that I own on vinyl, and that is Common, Come Close to Me, featuring Mary J. Blige. This is one of my favorite Common songs, and so when I saw it, it was in the $1 bin. I was like, hello, gotta get that, so I got it. Next up is Biz Markie, The Biz Never Sleeps, classic. I absolutely love Biz Markie. I think he's just so fun with his performances and his lyrics. And obviously this has the classic on it, you know, she says he's just a friend. So I had to go ahead and get this album. Next up is Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. So I was recently watching the documentary 13th on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's amazing. But they had one of their songs on there, and I realized that I didn't own this on vinyl, so as soon as I got done watching the documentary, I went and got it. So it's a great album, classic. Next up are two by Erykah Badu. So this is Mama's Gun, and I also have Erykah Badu, Baduizm. This is my favorite Erykah Badu album of all time. I think most of her tracks that she's known for is on this. We have On and On, Apple Tree, Next Lifetime. Definitely, if you are not a fan of Erykah Badu, please go listen to her music, as she is just amazing. I have Fugees, The Score, featuring the queen herself, Lauryn Hill. I know a lot of people like to say Lauryn Hill only did one record, and I'm like, what about the score? You got to include the score. And so great album to have. I of course have also The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This is a classic. I think this was like the second or third record that I ever purchased, because it's just a record you can put on at any time, no matter what you're feeling, and it's great. Like, I love Lauryn Hill. I have Jay-Z, The Blueprint, so all of his #1 hits that you can think of are on this one. It's a great classic Jay-Z album, his best album in my opinion. And when I was having that conversation with my friend, we were also talking about Jay-Z and Biggie's passing, and whether or not Jay-Z would have been as big as he is today if Biggie was still alive. I mean, I love Jay-Z, don't get me wrong. I think he would have still been great, but I think Biggie would have gave him a run for his money. So comment below and let me know what you think. Would Jay-Z have been as big if Biggie was still here? Next up, I have Main Source, Breaking Atoms. So I actually joined Vinyl Me Please just so I can get this record. It's a great classic album to have if you are a hip hop fan, and it is printed on this gorgeous splatter orange. It looks like, you know, a chemistry project. Vinyl Me Please did an amazing job on this pressing, so shout out to them. Shout out to Main Source. I absolutely love this album. Next up are the two albums that started that whole conversation with my friends. So I have Public Enemy, It Takes a Million to Hold Us Back, and then Public Enemy, Fear of the Black Planet. Great records to have, great albums coming out of the golden era. Lyrics are so relevant to what's going on today with police brutality, and I love Public Enemy so much. So if you don't have them, check them out, listen to the lyrics, you'll get what I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say on that. Next up is De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. This album is celebrating the 28th year. It's a great album. I believe I purchased this off of Discogs, and it came all the way from Greece, so I was super excited. Another more expensive record that I've spent money on, but it is a must-have, I think, in your collection. Next up is Black Sheep, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Shout out to the early 90s, late 80s haircut vibe. Absolutely love this album. It's another great one. Please go check it out, listen to it. Next up are 2 Kanye West albums. So my goal is to eventually have all Kanye West on vinyl. So this is my favorite Kanye West. It was his first, The College Dropout. This was the first or second album that I purchased like in stores, and I absolutely love it. I listen to this pretty much every day. Great play. I definitely got my money's worth in it. Traditional old school Kanye. I also have Kanye, My Dark Twisted Fantasy. He's just a genius. He's so artistic, and I just beg someone to try to argue with me about him, I should say. Next up is Heavy D and the Boys, Nothing But Love. I think this was an old DJ record, actually. I got it was only $3 at the record store, and I had to get it because you just can't leave Heavy D and the Boys in the bin, so I copped that one. Next up is my favorite current hip-hop artist, and that is Chance the Rapper. I think he's an amazing person. He's an amazing man of God. I love what he's doing for the city of Chicago. I love that he's holding on to his morals. I love that he's staying an independent artist and still putting out music and still touring and still staying true to himself, and I love him. So I have The Coloring Book, and I have Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap. Both albums that I love. The Coloring Book, I played this pretty much all summer 2016. Sorry, Drake. But yeah, I love Chance the Rapper. Speaking of Drake, I have the only album that I love from Drake that I can listen to front to end, and this is Drake's Take Care. I don't know if I consider it hip-hop, but I put him in there. He's more of a pop artist, but I'm gonna let him have a little shine today in this video. So Drake, Take Care. I'm from the Bay, so of course I have to have Sex Packets, Digital Underground, Freaks of the Industry, Hello, The Humpty Dance. It's a great album, fun, hip-hop, so check them out if you haven't already. I have Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. My boys, Into the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers from the Wu-Tang Clan. Absolutely another classic hip-hop album that you must have in your collection if you are a fan of hip-hop. I have Eazy-E, The Boys in the Hood. So I got this from Fry's, and I think it was on sale for like $5 when I got it, and it was pretty much the last one that they had, so I was happy I was able to get that. I have NWA, Straight Outta Compton. Great movie to check. If you haven't seen it because you live under a rock or something, I don't know, go check it out. I think they left a lot of great points of what happened with NWA, you know, with Dre and Lee Chalet, but it was still a great movie, and I was happy that they got their recognition because I think they did a lot for hip-hop, especially West Coast hip-hop. I have Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted. This and The Predator is my favorite album by Ice Cube. I am having the hardest time finding The Predator for an affordable price, but I really want to add it to my collection because most of those songs were, you know, rapped during the time of the Rodney King riots, and so it's just important to me to get that in my collection. So one day, if anyone wants to go ahead and cop that for me, I'd love it. I also have a Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders and a Tribe Called Quest The Low End Theory. I actually got this one for $7 from Fry's because they were having a glitch. They were selling it for the price of what the CDs were going for, and so I of course screamed and got it quickly before they realized, because these pressings go for like $30, so to only get it for $7 is amazing, and it pretty much made my day. The next few albums that I have are more of like jazz, hip-hop. So I have Madlib Shades of Blue. I have the amazing album Donuts by Jay Dilla, rest in peace. Not really jazz, but his instrumentals, which are great. And then I have the last jazz hip-hop fusion, Jazzmatazz by Guru. It's great. I love the mixture of jazz and hip-hop and soul. It's one of my favorite things to listen to. I have The Roots, Things Fall Apart. I love the imagery because it just reminds me of the 60s, and it's just a great album cover. Another current hip-hop artist, Joey Badass. This is All American Badass. I absolutely love the imagery that he put into this album and the lyrics. I know a lot of people right now are talking about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, but this is another great conscious hip-hop record by Joey Badass. Next up is Brother Ali, Shadows on the Sun. So it's crazy to me that he doesn't get as much recognition as he deserves because he's great. And so I really got this album because I love the song Forest Whitaker, but it's a great album in itself. And I also have his album Morning in America and Dreaming in Color. It is another great, gosh, I don't know what else to say. It's another great album. The imagery, the lyrics. My favorite song on this is My Beloved, but it's a great album to check out. If you've never heard of Brother Ali, please go check him out and thank me later. And then the last but not least album that I have is the Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. It's a great album. I was super excited to find this on Discogs for less than $40 when I got it. It's the original artwork. I know that the recent pressing has him on it, but I was excited to get this one because I really wanted the original artwork. It has all the greats, you know, Juicy, Ready to Die, Big Papa. My favorite song on this is Suicidal Thoughts. I don't know why, but it's one of my favorite Biggie songs. So that is pretty much my hip-hop collection. So comment and let me know which albums you guys have in your hip-hop collection, or which albums I should definitely check out and add. Subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.